They're pointing fingers at each other. But this little boy does admit he threw the brick through the back door to get in.
He's grounded. He'll never see the front yard again other than today to talk to you guys. And the detectives, he'll be took down into the house.
His mother says he and his little cousin, who lives with them, have never done anything like this before. So where does it come from?
I really don't know. I don't know. I do not know where he got, let's go and tear up this house. And there are 3 kids with, I guess, dim imaginations. I don't know.
But neighbors say the children are always unruly. And this lady says the little girl has even stolen things from her yard.
These children are just going to, they're starting at an awful young age. They're just going to turn into delinquents before they're 10, for gosh sakes. It's a shame. It's a total shame.
At last report, a half-dozen tanks filled with chemicals were still burning at an industrial complex in Savannah, Georgia. 400-foot flames and toxic fumes have forced the evacuation of nearby townhouses. At least 6 people have been treated for breathing problems. Late last night, at least 3 explosions were heard throughout the county. Firefighters are letting the tanks burn themselves out. Well, winter isn't quite through with the Midwest. A major snowstorm hit the region yesterday, forcing school closings, knocking out power, and stranding motorists. Near zero visibility was reported in Denver, Colorado. Between 1 and 2 feet of snow fell in other parts of the state as well, as in South Dakota, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Montana, and Nebraska. At least 2 storm-related deaths have been reported. Just ahead, in dollars and cents, a Canadian whiskey maker finds Hollywood a sobering experience. And later, Rob Roy, legend drink, major motion picture.
Very cold air moves in behind the strong storm in the plains, with highs only in the 30s in many places. Meanwhile, much of the east, particularly the southeast, remains warm.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.
Why settle for a half a workout on an ordinary treadmill when you can get a superior total body workout? Introducing the incredible new WalkFit from NordicTrack. Unlike ordinary treadmills, WalkFit's unique design lets you exercise your upper body and lower body at the same time. You get a fast, effective total body workout that burns up to 1,000 calories per hour. Whether your goal is to lose weight, tone muscles, or relieve stress, you can do it all with the WalkFit Total Body Treadmill from NordicTrack. Clinical tests show you can burn up to 79% more calories than with ordinary treadmills, up to 1,000 calories per hour. The unique upper body motion and lower body resistance actually results in a 53% greater cardiovascular workout than with ordinary treadmills. And WalkFit has no motor. It's safe and easy to use. Unlike motorized treadmills, you control the pace. There's no herky-jerky starts and stops. The WalkFit has separate resistance settings for arms and legs, so you can design a workout that's right for you. With its select wood construction and sturdy 14-gauge steel poles, WalkFit is really built to last, and you get a 30-day in-home trial and 2-year limited warranty. It's easy to enjoy NordicTrack's WalkFit in your own home.
Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Calling this number right now could be the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. NordicTrack is America's leading fitness company, and we have a fitness solution that's right for you. So call now for a free video and brochure.
You know regular total body exercise combined with a sensible diet helps you burn more calories so you can lose weight safely and keep it off. Why wait a minute longer? Call our toll-free number now and receive a free information-packed video and full-color brochure showing how you can get started on an exercise program you'll really enjoy and stick with. Don't settle for a half a workout when you can get the superior total body workout you've always wanted with WalkFit from America's #1 fitness company, NordicTrack. Call today. After all, it's from NordicTrack.
$1994 was a big year for record sales. The Recording Industry Association of America estimates U.S. sales jumped 20% to $12 billion. Rock and roll is king, accounting for 35% of the music business. Country music had a record year, scoring 16% of all sales. And pop piled up 10% of the business. The Canadian beverage company Seagram is the toast of Hollywood. After announcing plans to buy 80% of MCA from its Japanese owner, the question now is, who will run the company? Casey Wyan takes a look.
Behind these gates, the two newest players in Hollywood were doing lunch Monday with two legends. On the table, the future of MCA. New owners Edgar Bronfman Jr. and Sr. met in secret with studio heads Lou Wasserman and Sidney Sheinberg, the family that runs Seagram, trying to convince the men who run MCA's Universal Pictures to stay.
Mr. Wasserman and Mr. Sheinberg have clearly been leaders in the entertainment industry. They've been integral to MCA's success, and their departure would clearly create a transition period that that has unknown turbulence in it.
Turbulence ultimately ruined MCA's relationship with Matsushita. Wasserman and Sheinberg were both planning to leave, in part because their Japanese bosses blocked MCA's expansion plans. Keeping the pair would make Seagram's $5.7 billion investment a better deal.
These things trade at roughly the price that Seagram paid for it. 15 times cash flow, 17 times pre-tax earnings. Those are high prices, but that's the price you have to pay to be in the movie business.
Seagram is already paying a price, announcing Monday the MCA acquisition will hurt this year's earnings. A big question, will MCA secure distribution rights to films made by DreamWorks, the venture formed by Steven Spielberg, who made Jurassic Park and other hits for Universal, David Geffen, who sold his record company to MCA, and former Disney executive Jeffrey Katzenberg. Edgar Bronfman Jr. says he has no intention of moving to Los Angeles or becoming a Hollywood movie mogul. That's why he'll need the help of industry veterans like Wasserman, Sheinberg, or even someone outside of MCA. Casey Wyant, CNN Business News, Los Angeles.
In Philadelphia, 5,200 striking transit workers are back on the job. They ended a 2-week walkout yesterday after their union's executive board approved a tentative 3-year agreement with the Transit Authority. Union members will vote on the new contract Friday. Union leaders say it meets the employees' demands concerning salary and benefits. New York City's new smoking policy is now in effect. It bans smoking in restaurants with more than 35 seats. About 11,000 restaurants are affected. Smokers will also find tighter restrictions at Yankee Stadium, movie theaters, and office buildings. Some smokers say enough is enough.
People who smoke in America have to speak out, because I don't think that those of us who do should be penalized by those who are offended or who don't like it. And until that happens, it's just going to get worse.
Smokers can still light up in bars, small restaurants, and bars that have a separate dining area. The city is depending on non-smokers to report violations. Look at all the NBA action next in Headline Sports.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.
In business, a lot can happen. If you want to keep up every week, you have a choice. Not Forbes, not Fortune. You can read Business Week, or you can read a week of the Wall Street Journal. Either way, you'll find out all you need to know. The question is, how much time are you willing to spend in the process? Business Week is designed for busy people. One look at the cover and you'll know exactly where to turn inside. A quick scan of the contents page and you'll have all the events of the week that interest you. Business Week does more than inform. It entertains. With stories that are compellingly told in both words and pictures. If you want to keep up with what's going on out there every week all year long, there's more than one way to go about it. The choice is yours.
Now is the time to subscribe to Business Week, because right now you could get 28 issues of Business Week for the low rate of $25.95, a savings of more than 66% off the cover price. It's all the business news you need every week, the kind of value real success is built on. And with your paid subscription, we'll send you this compact cordless data bank free. Much more than just a calculator, the data bank stores all important phone numbers and even tells time. Now that's handy. Remember, it's free with your paid subscription to Business Week. Here's how to subscribe.
Subscribe today and get all the week's business news delivered to your home or office. Just call 1-800-295-5588 and we'll send you 28 issues of Business Week for only $25.95. That's just 93 cents an issue. This low rate saves you over $51 off the cover price. The data bank is free with your paid subscription. That's 1-800-295-5588. Call now, 1-800-295-5588.
I'm Dave Cotton with Headline Sports. The luck of the Irish ran out Monday night in Charlotte, although you wouldn't know it by checking out this circus work by the Celtics' Dee Brown. Boston's 5-game winning streak is history. The Hornets doing the honors at the Hive, 119-95. Darren Hancock with a no-look job to Alonzo Mourning for a pair of his game-high 25. The Hornets have won 4 of 5. At the Target Center, the Timberwolves with the ferocious break. J.R. Ryder with the drop to Tom Gugliotta for the house rocker. He had 30. It wasn't enough to beat the Denver Nuggets. Reggie Williams baseline for the Jam, 20 for Reg. The Nuggets win 114-107 to take a one-half game lead in the race for the final playoff spot in the Western Conference over Idle Sacramento, and by 2.5 games over Dallas, which lost to Golden State at home 123-112. Chris Mullin popped in 26. Hockey, the Montreal Canadiens beat the New Jersey Devils 2-1 to move into a tie with Hartford for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Turner Stevenson's goal early in the third period was the gamer. Patrick Waugh stonewalled 42 shots in net. In Ottawa, the Pittsburgh Penguins rallied from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Senators 4-3. Tomas Sandstrom drops to John Cullen, who slides it ahead nicely to Luc Robitaille for the gamer with 3.5 minutes to play. The win snapped the Pens' 2-game slide. And in Calgary, the Flames climbing all over the Sharks. Joe Nieuwendyk with the hat trick. So you're suffering from golf withdrawal with the Masters over? Well, we give you Mark McCumber in the first round of the World Championship of Golf in Lake Oconee, Georgia, about an hour away from Augusta National. His second shot on the par 5, number 2. Yes, this is for double eagle, and there's your albatross. M Squared went on to beat Tom Lehman in a playoff to advance to the U.S. regional semifinals in late July. Dave Cotton, Headline Sports.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.
New X14 kitchen cleaner challenges Formula 409 here on this baked-on grease.
I can't believe it. The X14 took everything off without scrubbing.
New X14 kitchen cleaner.
I would switch to this right now.
People love good food, flavored with garlic, onions, and spices. But it happens, bad breath. I can eat what I want because of Breath Assure, the internal breath freshener. Gargles, sprays, and gums, nah, mini cover-ups. All natural Breath Assure is long-lasting. Swallow a few of these powerful capsules that work from the inside. Be sure. Breath Assure.
To order Breath Assure for $19.95, call 800-257-1333. Call now. That's 800-257-1333.
She's in New York. He's in L.A. Between them, you'll find the biggest stars, hottest movies, and the latest in TV, music, and the stage. If entertainment's making news, Lauren and Jim will tell you what's happening in Showbiz Today. Weeknights on CNN.
The 72-year-old Hollywood sign is undergoing a distinctly Hollywood ritual, a facelift. Contractors began a complete makeover yesterday to combat years of weather and vandalism. Over the next month, workers will repaint all of the 9 letters using at least 200 gallons of donated paint. Actress Fran Drescher, the star of the CBS sitcom The Nanny, is making an out-of-this-world revelation. She says when she was in junior high, she saw a UFO flying over Queens, New York. The man she would eventually marry was driving separately and says he saw it too. A new movie chronicles the life of a heartthrob who doesn't wear the pants in the family. With a look at Rob Roy, here's Cynthia Turnquist.
Rob Roy is the true story of Robert Roy McGregor, a hero of 18th century Scotland.
He was kind of like a Robin Hood figure. He stood by and led his clan and protected them as the chieftains did in those days.
The provider of the entire McGregor clan, Rob Roy borrows money from a nobleman to help his clan survive the harsh winter.
When my word is given, it is good.
However, his trust in less honorable men makes him a pawn in a plot that threatens to destroy everything he knows. His honor drives him to defend those he loves.
Is the idea of honor as important today as it was 200 years ago?
Oh, I think it's lost. And generally, throughout the world, it's lost in the mists of time. Everybody's leaders seem so selfish nowadays, you know.
Oscar winner Jessica Lange stars opposite Liam Neeson as Rob's brave wife, Mary.
They were so powerfully connected, and it was such a wonderful kind of passionate, sexual, sensual relationship, and yet they had this great way of relating to each other almost as equals.
But he would have ravished me, Césaire.
There's something so wonderfully masculine and fascinating about him. He looks great in a kilt, doesn't he? I know.
Well, there's a lot of myth and mythology about the kilts. Nothing worn underneath them. It gave them incredible ease in fighting and in their toiletry functions and all the rest of it.
Well, what do you wear under your kilt?
Let's say some of the clan were method actors.
It took more than method acting for the stars to pull off some of the sword fights featured in the film.
Because we were working with real weapons. Your adrenaline's going and the cameras are running and you've got to know exactly what you're doing.
Another challenge was bearing the region's ever-changing weather. Ultimately, the actors' passion for the story of Rob Roy pulled them through the often rainy days. Cynthia Tornquist, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
Coming up in the next half hour, White House security measures may reroute local traffic. Is one of the biggest computer companies deleting important information from its PCs? And bluebirds make the Lone Star State home sweet home. Those stories and a lot more in just 2 minutes. I'm Gordon Graham. Thanks for joining us. A whole day's news every half hour. This is Headline News.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.
In the next 30 minutes, your world will change. Business will be done. The winning point will be scored. Nature will take its course. News will be made. And Headline News will be there to report it all. In the next 30 minutes. Headline News, a whole day's news every half hour.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.
Tim Conway's back, and he's hauling in a whopper. It's Dorf Goes Fishing, this year's funniest comedy home video. Let Tim Conway, as that master sportsman Dorf, show you everything you've always wanted to know about fishing. Go back in time to man's first fishing method. Let Dorf show you what to wear, how to clean your day's catch, how to get in shape, the joys of fishing with your spouse, plus important boating and safety tips. Dorf Goes Fishing is guaranteed to be the funniest fishing video you've ever seen, and it's not available in stores. So what are you waiting for? Call and order Dorf Goes Fishing today. Call now and you'll get Dorf Goes Fishing plus this official Dorf floating keychain absolutely free.
For rush delivery, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-257-1333. The funniest, the most outrageous Tim Conway is very best to Dorf Goes Fishing. That's 1-800-257-1333 or send $19.95 plus $4 to the address shown on your screen. Order now.
Live from CNN Center, this is Headline News with Gordon Graham.
Good morning. Well, there could be a big change in the works for the way the White House handles security. A 6-member panel of outside experts has wrapped up a study on how to protect the executive mansion. The committee was formed after a series of bizarre security breaches. Wolf Blitzer has details.
CNN has learned that a 6-member panel of outside experts is expected to recommend that Pennsylvania Avenue outside the White House be converted into a pedestrian mall to tighten security for the president. If this recommendation is approved, Car traffic would be rerouted, though the panel wants to make sure that public access to the White House, especially for tourists, remains the same. A former Secret Service agent says closing Pennsylvania Avenue is a good idea.
I think from the Secret Service perspective, if all of the streets around the White House